The future is now. Finding the No-So has never been easier. Subscribe to us on our new YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and bookmark the new home for No Holds Barred, The Jenny Position, Wrestling War Zone, and all your favorite No-So podcasts at NorthSouthConnection.com. It's New Year, new No-So. NorthSouthConnection.com.
Give me danger, little stranger, and I'll give you a piece.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next United States Heavyweight Champion, Ravishing Rick Rude!
There's nothing in my dreams, just some ugly memories. Kiss me like the ocean breeze.
Please welcome the newest members of the Dangerous Alliance, Arn Anderson and Larry Zbyszko.
Will be my lover, I will shiver and sing.
The world's greatest athlete and newest member of the Dangerous Alliance, the world's TV champion, Stunning Steve Austin.
Nothing left alive but a pair of glassy eyes. Raise my feelings one more time.
Please welcome one of Sting's best friends and a little stinger himself. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Bobby Eaton. It's not a lineup, it's not an army, it's not a stable, and it's not a family. It's an alliance of businessmen who will bring WCW down to its knees.
North-South Connection, welcome to episode number 22 of the 7 Months of Danger podcast. I am your host, Sean Kidd, and we have reached the episode before our last episode, so kind of a...
The penultimate.
Yeah, thank you, because I couldn't even get those words out,
Right.
Schiff. So welcome, guys. We are near the end. 2 episodes to go, and I cannot do this without my group here. I don't even have a fancy term to call you, gents, but we'll keep it civil tonight since we're in our final 2. So up first, Scott Shiflett, how are you tonight?
It's with sad news that we join you guys tonight. Looking forward to talking about the end of the DA, but also, melancholy at the same time.
Wow, Schiff, very melancholy. Based on some of the matches tonight, I think we should be melancholy because, boy, we got a ton of shit in this tonight. Matt Souza, how are you tonight?
God, Schiff just depressed the hell out of me. He's sitting over there listening to fucking Radiohead and having a good cry in his room because we're close to the end of this podcast. My God.
Yeah, I was thinking we were going to get the acoustic version of Creep playing in the background for you, Schiff, from Guardians.
God, that would just break me. So,
And last but not least, Logan Crossland, how are you tonight?
Yeah, well, Schiff is sad. I have the song in my head playing, Celebrate Good Time. That was almost done. So this has worn me down. So this is a bittersweet way to end it, I guess.
I'm not
It's broken all of us, really.
I think it's broken all of us down to a degree based on the historic value of how perception-wise, some of us, maybe me because it's more my time frame, how we felt the Dangerous Alliance really, truly was. And I think the last 21 episodes, now going on 22, have maybe shattered my imagery of perception. So we'll jump right into it. So tonight, we are covering May 9th through May 17th, 1992. It is the final build, all the way up to the day of Wrestle War 92, where War Games happens. But we are going to start off with our Meltzer notes. I will run through a couple of the notes and then pick on one of you to comment. And as always, we will go from there and jump right into this. I believe we have 6 matches to cover tonight before we get to our next episode, our last episode, which we will actually kick off with War Games on episode number 23. And we will be joined by Jacob Williams for that one for our finale. All right, so Meltzer notes. This comes from May 11th. Up first, big news. Rick and Scott Steiner won the WCW Tag Team titles on May the 3rd in Chicago in a cage match from Anderson and Eaton. After a few more weeks, expect Anderson and Eaton to stop teaming together, with Anderson being moved into a single slot as an eventual challenger for Sting, and Eaton forming a tag team with Steve Austin, which to me makes no fucking sense. But at the same time, Steve Austin is, I don't know. This doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But Schiff, what do you think?
I don't know why they couldn't, have the Steiners win the tag titles. I don't know, on a Saturday night or something, instead of trying to just pop a house show. Just shows how, WCW, NWA is still stuck in the 80s, just trying to do house shows when they probably should have been, when there's probably 150 people there, instead of just trying to build up to a match. But it's sad that we're starting to see the DA fall apart here.
Not the first. We'll talk about the DA falling apart, but Steiners are the new tag team champions, and we will talk more about the Steiners, especially in War Games, in our next episode, because I think a couple of us have some takes about why the Steiners aren't in a match we think they should be in. So we'll talk about it on our next episode. All right, so I'll go through the next couple, and then I'm going to call on you, Sousa, for this. It appears the idea of bringing in Scott Norton and Bam Bam Bigelow from Japan has been dropped. Jake Roberts is virtually a definite in coming in. The only question being how soon. And last but not least, newcomer, the Super Invader, who is Hercules Hernandez under a mask, started at television in St. Pete, managed by Harley Race, and has been given a major push. He looked the same as he looked as Hercules, and there's a big yawn.
Wouldn't it make more sense to bring him in just as Hercules, and you can build up that, hey, he's coming over, he's jumping ship from the WWF. Look at this, we got one of their guys. Ha.
They could bring him in like they did, and when they brought in Earthquake and made him Avalanche, they could have brought him in as Apollo or something.
Right?
Yeah.
No. Let's put
Samson.
Samson. Yeah.
Let's put fucking pantyhose on his head and call him the Super Invader. That makes perfect fucking sense. But also bummed about the Scott Norton team. Weird, Scott Norton's not coming in, you guys. Who could have?
Hasn't that been a note in every fucking episode?
I think since episode 1, I think we've been mentioning Scott Norton, and he's nowhere to be found, and he will be nowhere to be found. So I like Scott Norton. I'm bummed he's not here. He would have been a boost to really everything, but it is what it is.
Yep, and Jake Roberts will be coming in shortly, but that's still a month. That's still months away. So.
Oh yeah, it's not for a while.
All right,
about
Logan.
9 months. Norton will be there.
Yep. All right, Logan. This this next couple will be for you. This first note, especially, is perfect for you. First, aren't you glad to know the Wonder Years has been renewed for a 6th season? There is no truth to the rumor that WCW was selling badges to fans at the match. Stayed awake for the entire Arn Anderson versus Big Josh match while Jason Hervey did commentary. Logan, I'll stop there. I gotta let you comment on just that one right there.
Well, you didn't mention my suspension on the last episode.
I was trying to leap over that because I wanted to forget who we had in your place, because I think all of us are traumatized by that.
I do appreciate Mr. Hervey filling in for me, but it was he was unlistenable, I will say, and I would like to personally apologize to Rick Willard for my annoying ass laugh, and I will try to be very serious tonight. But as far as Jason Hervey goes, yeah, he can get fucked.
Yeah, I don't think Jason Hervey was a big fan of how we treated him, and I think we probably lost our 7th listener, so I think we are back to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason Hervey, go fuck yourself.
I mean, made sense that the commentary was unlistenable because the match was unwatchable. So.
I disagree.
I do like the fact that Meltzer brought up, hey, did you know it was renewed for his 6th season? Because I think we joked about that a lot with Jason when he was on. So I think it's funny that Meltzer didn't know about it. All right, Schiff, next couple are for you. Diamond Stud. So I think we talked about this on our last episode when Diamond Stud interfered in a match. Diamond Stud returned to set up a program with Dustin Rhodes. It appears Stud will wind up in the DA after Zbyszko does this thing. Rick Steamboat and Nikita Koloff are being pushed on television as a tag team to lead up to the NWA tournament. And then Todd Champion, PN News, Thomas Rich, and El Gigante are all history among others.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about El Gigante passing on. He'll have that WWF run, and then.
Well, he didn't die yet, Schiff. He just.
I know, but they.
But we're just foreshadowing the future, Susan.
Yeah, sorry.
We're jumping ahead in the timeline. Got
it. Phrasing the words. He was actually supposed to come back for World War III, 1995. So their gimmick was they were going to have 3 giants in the 3 rings, and it fell through. So then it turned into Giants of Wrestling. Thomas Rich. Good riddance. I know he won the NWA title. If you believe the rumors to be true, you found why he won that title. Diamond Stud joining the DA would have been interesting, but I think someone coming in puts a kibosh to all that. And then soon we have someone named Razor Ramon Chico.
Yeah, like literally, he's there by July or August? He's in WWF.
Well, yeah, because he's in the Survivor Series main event,
and he's at SummerSlam, I think,
So if he had joined the DA, would he have called Heyman the Heymang?
My God!
Wow, what a pull!
You deserve a timeout for that one.
I think you deserve another suspension for that one.
Yeah.
Good Lord Almighty. And I know Sousa is very disappointed that it took us almost to the last episode to finally be over Todd Champion.
Thank God they decide to fucking fire him after we had to watch all his bullshit.
I got bad news for you guys. He comes back in 9-3.
Well, the good news is the podcast ends before that happens.
Right. I don't have to watch that
ever again. All right, Sousa, you get to close out the Meltzer notes. So first, rumor has it that Precious will be returning to manage Garvin, which in return will mean he'll be managing the Freebirds. Judging for Saturday's TV show, we'll be seeing a return of the Bull Drop In with Dusty Rhodes and Jason Hervey. Hey, by the way, did you know the Wonder Years has been renewed for its 6th season? And the last note is, and I had no idea about this, Lightning Kid Sean Waltman is getting a tryout at the May 11th television taping at Center Stage.
Oh, gonna have the Bull Drop In with Jason Hervey, baby. The Wonder Years, I've never seen it, but I heard it's there. Popular. It's been around for 6 seasons. Yeah, when I think about having Dusty Rhodes at the microphone, the first person I want him to talk to is Jason fucking Hervey. Good God Almighty. Why are we bringing people back to manage anything related to the Freebirds? The Freebirds?
Because it's Precious and she's 70.
Oh, I see. So I guess
she's the wife of a Freebird, and what is her excuse?
Right, I was gonna say she'll be a Freebird, and she'll have no excuse because she's married to one of them. And yeah, that's interesting about Waltman. I didn't know he had a television tryout at a TV taping, so that's interesting. Obviously, it won't take for WCW. Yet another reason why they're fucking stupid.
Yep, and so that ends our Meltzer notes. So we're gonna jump right into our first watch, and we are going to May 9th, 1992. And it is the Saturday night program. So tonight, a couple interesting things. So we have Rick Rude in the sit-down interview segment, and then we have a 2 out of 3 falls rematch with Barry Windham versus Stunning Steve Austin for the TV title. So first up, they open the show, and I always put these interview segments because these are god fucking awful. So first up, well, it's the Rick Rude one, but I want to talk about the comments at the beginning of the show that they use to sell these 2 out of 3 main events. So first and foremost, we talk about Jason Hervey being one of the co-hosts or being one of the guys. Tonight, gentlemen, we have Randy Owen from Alabama, the lead singer, co-hosting with JR. And
make me some music.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
grandpa used to play.
Yeah. And by the way,
I hate this.
And by the way, Randy Owen asked a very controversial question of Rick Rude that we'll get to in a minute.
I laughed so hard when that happened.
Oh, I died laughing, but we'll get to that in a minute. So first off, we get the promo segments for the 2 out of 3. So Windham says he is Paul Dangerously's worst nightmare, winning a fall in their last match, and this time they have a longer time limit. That's all he says. And then he says he's capable of being a TV champ. And then they do a quick jump to Austin, who says Barry is his next victim. And that's all Austin says. There's no Paulie with him, so they got the fuck out of Dodge quick. So, Schiff, I'll ask you, any comments on, for me, I feel like these opening segments are supposed to sell your main event, not, make them look like a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah, I mean, Barry, starts off by saying he's Paulie's worst enemy and doesn't really talk about Austin. And then Austin...
Because Austin is a non-factor, and he's butt. That's why.
Oh.
Well, he has been on this whole podcast.
Mm-hmm. Faces butt.
Yes, it is.
And then with Austin saying, last week he told the world that he showed the world that Barry couldn't beat him. It needs to be a little bit longer. I wish Barry would have focused on Austin instead of Paul, because like Sean said, it does make Austin come off as second rate when you're worried about the manager than the guy you're wrestling in the ring.
You know what's amazing to me in this is Stunning Steve Austin goes on to be one of the best promo guys in the business. Mm-hmm. And you see him in something like this where he just says, Barry is my next
victim. Well, damn, kid.
Yeah, Barry's my next victim. And that's it. They just
fucking
run away.
Thinks he's Taz.
Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, so let's talk about this Rick Rude interview. So as I said, tonight's sit down is with Rude, who looks like he has raided Larry's shirt closet, by the way. Got one of Larry Z's specials on. Randy Owen, who out of the blue, I did not see this coming, straight up asked Rick, hey, My kids are big wrestling fans, and he straight up asked Rick Rude, "Why did you leave the WWF?" Exactly. That's exactly how he said it. Rude brings up that being the Intercontinental Champion, and he was the number one contender, and he should have got a title shot, and said it never happened. And that's when I made the note. I guess he was coked out at SummerSlam 90, where he forgot he got a world title shot. That was my first note. And then he said they were holding him back. JR jumps right into the Medusa allegations on Steamboat, and Rude said it's facts as they are trying to get a restraining order against Steamboat. There's lots of booze, and then Rude says he can't blame Steamboat though, as Medusa is beautiful, but she's all his. And then he calls Deucey out. I love the nickname Deucey, by the way. It makes you feel like a big piece of shit. It just makes me think about. But anyway,
it makes me want to drop a Deucey.
Yeah, he calls out Deucey.
Couple of haters in here.
And the note I made about Deucey is, in this outfit, she looks like a worker on HBO's Cat House show. That was my note.
Jesus, what a pull!
Hey, Cat House, very underrated show.
I said it looked like she grand marshaled a rodeo.
Oh, I have that on a later note. God damn it, Logan. But anyway, Matt, Schiff and Logan, I assume you've never seen the TV show Cat House, or have you?
Is that something that comes on HBO at night?
It was a show about the Buddy Ranch, the whorehouse out in Las Vegas.
No, I've not seen it.
I was a Cinemax After Dark guy.
I'm familiar. I've read about it. I've never.
I knew Matt would not let me down in that. Then there's this long skit of women coming out of the audience claiming they be having affairs with Steamboat, including Missy fucking up her lines to start it all, which killed me. First one wants to be Rude's first lady. The girls start saying each other a line and calling each other stupid sluts. JR shits on him and asks for security. Rude said he's stunned and he apologized to Mrs. Steamboat. This came out on his time. Okay, there was a lot of this that was awesome. I did like laughing, but this is fucking awesome. No. This is awful wrestling theater at its worst. And by the way, the blonde tan girl in this is actually Rick Rude's real life wife at this time. So, Bat, I will go to you first.
God, where to start with this? So first of all, Randy Owen, he looks like a Red State BG, was in one of my notes.
Ooh, good one. Like that.
Rick Rude wearing a shirt during this that looks like the cover of the children's book, The Rainbow Fish. Look it up, kids.
My goodness.
First question, why did Rude leave the WWF? Oh, he never got a title shot. Wrong.
No. Why did you, my kids are big fans of wrestling. Why did you leave the WWF?
I hated this whole thing. Like, I get. We'll get
to laugh a little bit. Like,
I did laugh, okay. But this whole thing to me, like, look, they were trying to capitalize on the popularity of the trash TV thing, right? But to me, it felt very try hard, and I don't think it worked. Like, it doesn't make sense that they're doing this. I don't know. It just, for me, it wouldn't end. Rude wants to fuck a woman in the audience. Two women all of a sudden claim now they're having an affair with Steamboat. Like, what is happening? Like, there were parts where I literally didn't know what was happening. And then you had the blonde girl who you said, it was the blonde girl who you said was Steamboat's wife, right?
No.
Rude's wife.
Rude's wife, rather. Yeah, she has a tan that's almost problematic. So there was
problematic, all right.
This was sensory overload, I feel like, and certainly not what I was expecting when you put this in the watch list. But yeah, for me, it just felt very it felt like a very great value version of one of these type of like Sally Jesse Raphael type of shows.
Yeah, I agree, and very. And listen, I'm not a big Rick Rude fan, but this seems very out of a Rude kind of thing that he would do. Like when like him and Steamboat in a segment like this, being part of a segment like this, or even like. It just makes no sense. It doesn't really.
Super. It's a weird. This whole Rude Steamboat feud, which I really liked at the start, took a weird fucking turn out of nowhere.
It sure did. Logan, I will go to you next because I know Schiff likes it, and I'd rather hear you first.
No, this is fucking terrible. It's so sloppy and it's just so bad. But like I said, Medusa looks like she just grand marshal the rodeo. Like y'all said, Rude shits on the WWF holding him down despite him getting a title shot at SummerSlam, like you said. This is terrible. Rick Rude's wife looks like she rolled around in cocoa powder before this or something like that. She is the brownest person I think I've ever seen. So yeah, that's that.
All right, Schiff. Just let us have it. How much you love this segment?
Oh, it was beautiful. Stupid wrestling tropes. It was awesome. And like, you gotta tell a little bit of story. I loved how Rude says, with when the first chick was becoming her first lady, he says she has the body qualifications, but need to see how she puts that body in motion.
Okay, that was pretty funny. I did laugh at that.
It wasn't even his wife.
And his wife's right there, apparently.
Yeah. And then, like, I guess that, because then she calls her a slut. And I was
That's
like,
why she calls her a slut then.
yeah, this is all. This
Yeah,
is awesome. I said 3 women
No,
said they
it
were having an affair with Ricky. I said, good for him. Rude and then apologizing to Miss Steamboat. That was awesome.
See, here's the problem. I agree with Schiff on the comedy value because I did laugh, but I don't think it fitted the narrative of how good I think this feud has been built. And it seemed like they just that's the problem.
That's the thing for me.
Yeah. So Schiff, I don't disagree with you on how entertaining it was. It just didn't fit the narrative, I guess, would have been the way I would have put it. And by the way, any of these women would have been better than that bitch Bonnie for Steamboat.
Well, Bonnie, if you're listening, we do apologize.
Yeah, I seriously doubt Bonnie Steamboat is listening to this podcast.
You don't know that.
Well, maybe she is. And if you are, hello, Miss Steamboat or ex-Steamboat. Anyway.
Her and his 3 other ex-wives are probably listening.
Correct.
They're having a party. Yeah.
So we're going to jump into our first match of the night. It is 2 out of 3 TV title rematch. Barry Windham versus Steve Austin. So they replay the footage from the match 2 weeks ago that we talked about on our podcast. Austin definitely has a different presence vibe with this haircut. It's really interesting. Like, it's almost like a whole different, like, feel around him since he cut all that hair off. So it's weird. Shockingly, Austin takes control first with a headlock, which is rare because usually Austin gets his ass handed to him at the beginning of every match. But even after holding, like, Barry even suplexes him and he still manages to hold on and have like the advantage on the headlock. Barry does a funny version of a leapfrog, but stands on one leg while lifting the other one over Austin's, then drop kicks him, which I thought was pretty good. Then he punches Austin over the top rope. Austin whips Barry to the corner, charges, gets a big boot to the face to the lariat for 2. Paul is on his phone crying, and Austin takes control and uses the rope for leverage on a head scissors on Barry. Barry hits a sweet DDT, and then Barry kind of hits a very simplistic superplex for 3, and Barry pretty easily wins fall number 1. Fall number 2, Austin elbows Barry over the top rope. Austin works Barry, works his back over in the ring. Paul holds TV title up and yells in Barry's face while Austin does his 30th rest hold of the match. Barry's face selling how beat up he is after a clothesline and turnbuckle shot is pretty good. Like, literally, Barry looks like he's been on a freaking all-night binger because his face just looks all, like, distorted and like he just got the shit kicked out of him. Looks really good. And then Austin hits a stun gun for 3 after dominating fall number 2. So Austin's looking really, really strong here, which is great. Fall number 3, Austin tosses Barry outside, suplexes him for 2. Austin hits a second rope elbow, another damn chin lock. Then we get a bulletin across the screen, which popped me, telling us that Steamboat contacted WCW to deny tonight's allegations. I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
Yes, sir.
Austin totally dominates the fall number 3. Then the ref gets knocked down by accident as Austin slams Windham. Austin goes for a belt shot. Barry ducks and rolls Austin to ropes and a back for 3. Crowd goes nuts. We have a new TV champ. Austin nails Barry with the belt and beats him up with it as Paul eggs him on. Austin walks out with the belt. So a lot to process here. I really, really liked how strong Austin looked in this. I thought he dominated the last 2 falls. I think it's the best he's actually looked. Barry selling I thought was great, and then he pull out the win, which I thought was good too. But again, still a lot of Austinisms with too many rest holds. But overall, I thought this was good. I think with less rest holds, it probably would have been 3.5. But I went 3 1/4. And Shift, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I went 3 stars on this. I really enjoyed it. I liked when they were fighting out when they were outside of the ring before the first fall, and like Barry just drills Austin with a clothesline, and then the suplex. I liked the little this was only for a 2, but it was very nice. He hit a suplex and then rolled over to a pin immediately. I don't know. It just was so smooth. It was awesome. Yeah, like Barry hitting the suplex, I was shocked. Like, I mean, he did hit a nice DDT first. I wish he would have hit that and been there. But the stun gun, he actually worked on that because he was working over Barry's back. I know that's his throat, but like he was getting him like weak because he hit a nice gut wrench suplex beforehand, and then even had a camel clutch on him, and then caught him with the stun gun. Yeah, I do agree that this was the best that Austin looked in a while. And of course, it's the match he loses. But I was shocked that Barry won the TV title here. I was unfamiliar with him winning any titles besides that weird international title in 1993. But it was pretty nice. Like I said, I really liked it a lot. And going back to work in the back, Barry tried a slam and his back went out. So like it was nice little. That was in the third fall, and then the ref getting bumped on the suplex and Austin missing the belt shot. So it was awesome. Yeah, 3 stars. Sorry.
All right, Souza.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sean. I went 3 1/4 on it. It's a good match, but I can't help but feel like, again, we've talked about it ever since they've started doing this stuff. I feel like the 2 out of 3 fall stip kind of hurt it. Like, I feel like this could be great if this was a 1 fall match, because I feel like it wouldn't be as tentative, and it probably wouldn't have gone as long as it does, because I think this is close to 30, I believe, if I remember.
Aren't they all, Matt? 2 out of 3 equals 30.
I know, and it's a real problem, which we'll get to. But yeah, that's the thing for me is like we're still seeing headlocks in the third fall here. It's like, all right, come on now. Like, can we do something with a little more pep besides a fucking front face lock in the third fall? Like, I get that they're trying to sell exhaustion and wearing a guy down, but it's like, oh god, it doesn't make for the most exciting of watch. But I did enjoy the match. I thought Barry looked great in winning. Austin, like you guys have said, I think it was one of the best he's certainly looked, and certainly one of his better title defenses for sure. Windham got cut open at one point too after a great punch by Austin, so I thought that was a nice touch too. Paul also at one point from the floor, he's taunting Barry with the belt. I thought that was really well done. So yeah, Austin looked strong in losing, and it was kind of like a slip on a banana peel type of finish too in the third fall, where he kind of got rolled up because of a fuck up. So it keeps Austin strong in losing too, which is a thing. Austin hasn't looked strong in winning, and now he's going to look strong when he's losing. So, but yeah, 3 1/4 for me on this.
So basically, we have to come to almost the end of this podcast series for 1, Austin to look really good, and 2, to get rid of Todd Champion.
Right.
Okay.
So, big episode.
So, what a big happenings tonight. Logan, what did you think?
It all came to a happy end. Is what we're coming up to. I thought it was really good. I went 3 1/2. Both guys traded some good wear down holds to kind of open things up. Really good back and forth first fall, I thought. Lots of good strikes. I really liked the superplex taking the win in the first one. Second fall was a little more plotting, but still good. Love seeing Austin hit the stun gun on a big guy like Windham. Looks extra devastating when he does that. The third fall was great. Really tied the match together. Don't know if I would have gone with Windham winning with the roll up, but it kind of made sense with how the match was going and kind of he was swinging the belt at him, so he rolled him up out of that. So, but I thought the attack after by Austin was awesome, and he walks away with the belt despite losing it. But yeah, I went 3 1/2. Thought it was really solid.
Awesome. So what was the total on that, Logan?
3 1/4.
Oh, and as always, because I always do this late, what's the worst match we've ever watched on this podcast, Logan?
I think Zbyszko Nikita took it on our last.
I think it did. And the best match is still the Clash match?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we might possibly beat that on our final episode. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We'll see. All right.
Not
So we'll go.
Anything to do with it.
Stop that. We're only focusing on the match itself on that watch. Remember that. All right. May 10th. So we're moving on to May 10th, 1992. And it is the Sunday main event show. Our second match of the evening, Larry Zbyszko and Bobby Eaton. And by the way, so far, just do the count. We're in the final countdown to War Games. And so far, the Dangerous Alliance is 0-1 as we get into this next match. So it's Larry Zbyszko and Bobby Eaton versus Ricky Steamboat and Nikita Koloff. What a team. So first note I made is Ricky and Nikita are officially a team for the NWA Tag Team Tournament. And I said, boy, what a tale of two signs there with two men who are very, very different. I never would have put these two together as a team, and I don't know why they did that. But anyway, Nikita muscles Bobby off from ring to the floor. Paul is yelling to use a closed fist at Larry, which I thought was pretty funny because it wasn't really anything Larry could have done about it. Bobby hits a suplex that Nikita no sells. Larry comes in. Tony and TA picked JR's radio show and low-key shit on it being on AM radio, which popped the fuck out of me. That was hilarious. Nikita slams both heels multiple times. The crowd's delight. Steamboat comes in. There's a leaping leg scissors to Bobby to the mat. Koloff and Larry in, and Larry gets swinging neck breaker. Nikita shoves Larry's face first to the corner. All four in the ring. Larry throws Steamboat outside. Nikita blocks a double team and sickles Eaton. Steamboat up top. Steamboat body press on Larry for 3, and the crowd goes nuts. I actually enjoyed this match quite a bit. I was going into it with pretty low expectations, especially on a main event show on a Sunday night. And of course, since Larry has been not great, but again, Alliance loses again on the way to War Games, 0-2 tonight, and I went 2.5 stars. Shiflet, I'll go to you first.
God, it sucks when we sync up together like we're on our periods. I went 2.5 as well. I love Cole off Hogan when he's no selling eating suplex, and then like Bobby tags to Larry and Nikita just slams both of them down. So it's like, why do we have Ricky? It is weird that we like, because we're gonna see this, like you said, through the NWA tournament. So it is weird, but and then then we get tags to Ricky and Bobby, and Steamboat with a chop to Bobby. Bobby punched Ricky in the face, but he has the mask on and it hurt Bobby's hand. That was a nice selling point right there. And then nice flying head scissors from Ricky. And Larry actually had the pin on Nikita, but he didn't hook 3, and he was able to kick out. That was a nice. I think even JR pointed that out. And I loved Steamboat hitting the crossbody block, and it's over. I went, like I said, 2.5, and we see Paulie and Larry arguing afterwards.
Yep. So continuing that storyline, Logan, what'd you think?
I went 2.25 like you did, Sean. I enjoyed it, but mostly because Larry got his ass kicked for most of it, as did Eaton. Eaton starts off real rough. He gets bashed around by both Steamboat and Koloff. I said Nikita may suck in this run, but he has the fans in the palm of his hands. They're all over anything he does when he's throwing around Eaton and Larry here. He is quite dumb for at one point. He wrestles towards the opponent's corner and kind of gets double teamed. So he was stupid. He was stupid for that. But just complete domination and continued burial of Larry, and honestly Bobby too. I felt like Bobby really got crushed in this match, as well as Larry. So yeah, 2.25. But I mostly for watching the Dangerous Alliance get their ass kicked at this point.
Well, he's caught in the suck of Larry, so that's why just brings him down to the level.
His suck orbit, yeah.
The suck of Larry.
The succubus.
Susan, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was super basic. I mean, the crowd was hot for it, like you guys said, and I can't figure out why the crowd is so hot for Nikita, too. It's super weird, considering this guy was a fucking Russian heel for most of his career, so that's
he's Lithuanian now, and he was part of the Superpowers.
He represents Lithuania, and that heel run was a long time ago, Sousa.
I've made a terrible mistake. I do apologize. Yeah, I just thought it was super basic. Again, Larry Z looking like a fool in this match, getting his ass beat. And like you said, I mean, Bobby Eaton getting sucked into his suck vortex of suck. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see it, what you guys saw in this match. I only went 1 3/4 on it.
My goodness.
For shame.
I'll go fuck myself.
I really think it's your Koloff. You are a big Koloff. You're not a Koloff guy by any stretch.
During this stretch?
You're an anti-Koloffer.
You're an anti-Koloffer.
You know why I'm an anti-Koloffer in 1992? Because he's terrible. He
was just in a 2.5-star match.
Don't worry, Vader's about to take care of him.
Yeah, Vader will end him here in a few months, man.
I was going to say, but we're not going to see that, so I can't even enjoy it.
No, you cannot. But
God damn it. I'm never going to watch 92 WCW again after this, so I'll never see it.
That's right. You never see it, because I know, well, I watched more well, we'll get into that on our next episode.
I believe we did that pay-per-view for Chicken Salad, so check that out.
Oh, yeah. Nice plug there. All right. Yeah. So we are going to go to we're going Wrestle War weekend for match number 3, and we're going to May 16th, 1992, and we're going to WCW Pro.
2.25 on that last match, Sean.
Okay, thank you. 2.25.
Too damn high.
No, you were wrong. That was the halfway decent match. So now this match is a whole nother story. It is Nikita Koloff versus Arn Anderson. And the first note I made is in late 1987, this match might have been okay. But in mid-92, I hope Arn can carry a bag of shit. That was my exact notes.
Wow.
Arn
for someone who just heaped a lot of praise on Koloff.
Well, Koloff in tag team and Koloff in singles, very differential for me.
That's a good point.
Arn is out with Paulie. Tony's playing up the skepticism around Nikita and his once-held Sting, which, and by the way, they're still selling this, even going into the match, and it plays out in War Games. Nikita does a shoulder block, then flexes an arm and looks at the crowd, wanting Hulk Hogan-like approval. Like, Schiff brought it up earlier. Nikita does a lot of stuff very Hogan-like, and he's trying to get those Hogan-level pops when he does it. Then we get a hammerlock. Arn escapes.
That don't work for me, brother.
He goes up top. Nikita
That
cocks
was
the
a
arm for
horrible
the.
Hulk
That's
Hogan
the worst
Anyway.
I've ever heard.
It was Hulk Hogan, Nikita combined.
Yeah,
Still
that was bad.
horrible.
Anyway, back to the match.
Face
Arn
is
goes up top. Nikita cocks his arm for a sickle and an arm bails outside for Paul motivation. Tony pimps Arn as a single wrestler, wanting a shot at Sting. There's more Nikita arm work. Then Arn works Nikita's arm using the ropes. And I put so much arm. Nikita does a flying shoulder block and a sickle, eating him for the DQ. Then Dustin out. Then Austin out. With long hair, by the way, which means their taping schedule is shit because he's had short hair now for the last 3 weeks. And on this show tonight, he still has his long hair. We get a 3-way brawl. Tony pimps War Games. The match is utter and complete ass. I went 3/4 of a star on this. And Schiff, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, this is a bad match. Arn,
That's it. Bad match.
cannot polish this turd. The only thing that it's just bad. I mean, I still won one, but Tony did say something I thought was very impressive. He said that Arn has been in every War Games, which is crazy because like when he left for WWF, I guess they didn't have any War Games, so now it's just it was just bad. 1 star. That's all I can say.
Logan.
Yeah, I went 1 star as well. Mostly for this spot that I'm about to talk about. Arn Anderson was on the top rope, and Nikita sat up like he was the Undertaker, and Arn's reaction was absolutely top notch. He freaked out, and his eyes got about as big as his head. But yeah, a lot of arm work in this one. I thought the launch off the atomic drop was amazing. Of course, he hits the sickle, and serial interferer Bobby Eaton comes in and attacks. So that's his role in the Dangerous Alliance at this point. He is the interferer. If anybody's going to interfere in a match, it's always Bobby Eaton. So that's what I've titled him. But 1 star. It was not very good. A lot of rest holds and pretty blah.
All right, Matt, just for the record, we are 0-3 tonight for the Alliance. So go ahead. What do you got on this one?
I also went 1 star on this. If you like stalling and arm work, then this is the match for you. This match is basically just one giant arm lock. Certainly didn't need a fucking DQ finish in this match either. And face Nikita, he's kind of like this is a joke for the comic book fans out there. He's like Red Sun Superman, basically. It's very strange to me.
I mean, you could have just said regular Superman, and I would have accepted it.
Do what?
So we can't read.
Yes. Well, he can look at pictures. There's pictures in comic books.
Do what?
No, I mean, Red Sun Superman means nothing to me because Superman overall sucks. So I was just making a comment about that shit.
Shout out to Tim Capel, but
that was my shout out to Tim Capel. That is.
But yes, 1 star, maybe the worst Arn match I've ever seen.
All right, so Logan, make the math easy. Put me down for 1 star.
Okay.
All right.
Even though I'd already done the math, I'm just kidding.
It's fine. So we're going to continue this journey. We're going to Worldwide Wrestling the same weekend. First up, we have a Steamboat interview where Steamboat, still milking that nose job beating in his black eye, says he's had problems at home dealing with his 4-year-old and his injuries from Rude. Says his son now understands the business that he is in now. Then he gets angry about Medusa calling him a sex predator. And he says this dragon is breathing fire. Says he's going to get his nemesis. And he stutters on Nemesis like 20 times like I do on an Arachnaman. I don't know if you caught that or not. Yeah, he doesn't want the woman. He wants his belt. And I'm ready for this feud to move on because I'm kind of done after that whole fucking shit show that we saw with the Reed interview and then this interview here with the whole sex predator thing. I am officially starting to turn on this feud. Matt, what do you think? I'm not even going to anyone else. I'm going to go to you on this one.
Yeah, this sucked. This is complete horseshit. Like, you hit the nail on the head. Like, it's time for if this is what this feud is gonna be, then we should just fucking end it because there's no reason for it. And isn't Steamboat's kid like 3 at this point? How could the kid?
But he understands the business.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. How could he possibly understand the business? He's a toddler. What are you talking about? That makes no goddamn sense.
Well, he said his son was upset at first because the bruises on his dad. And then I guess like his son seen Bonnie wilding out and yelling at Ricky in front of Richie.
I taught my son about kayfabe.
Yeah,
I love we're talking like Ricky and Richie. We sound like we're talking like a 50s TV show here. It's Ricky and Richie and Bonnie and.
It does.
These are the people of your age demographic, Sean. With their names,
yeah, that was very unnecessary.
WCW was actually Happy Days, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
I will say
the steamboat.
Fucking leave it to Beaver.
That was
So
the
Schiff, you like this interview?
I will. Yeah, because
Okay,
Steamboat
Logan, how about you?
Steamboat has two.
Go ahead, Chip.
Steamboat has two good lines where he said that this dragon is breathing fire, and the dragon has not been put out, which I don't know what the hell that means. But then
I wish he was put out.
I'm ready for this feud to be put out.
Says, "I'm gonna get you my nemesis by taking the U.S. title."
No, it's
See,
Nemesis.
it's
Nemesis.
Yeah, right. He had Arachnoman problems.
Yes,
We've all been there, okay?
I have.
Yeah.
You're correct. I have. All right, Logan, please tell me you hated it as much as Susan and I did.
I was kind of ambivalent on it. I didn't care one way or another. I did not like it, I'll say, but I did not. It didn't really register enough for me to hate it either, I guess.
All right, Schiff is still feeling the love of this feud. So we'll move on to our next match. Okay, so this one I was excited for because these guys have had some really good matches over our last few episodes. So it is Dustin versus Bobby again. And like I said, the last few matches they've had have been really, really good. So so Bobby's out with Paul. Tony brings up the Diamond Stud interference from the last match they had. These two literally from the start go balls to the walls as Dustin charges and they go at it on the floor. The crowd loses it on the hot start. In the ring, Dustin yells at Paul Lee as Bobby gets himself together. Dustin throws Bobby standing on apron into the post and clotheslines him on a rebound to the floor, which I thought looked really good. Outside on the floor, Bobby knees Dustin in the back into the railing throw first. Bobby does a leg lock around Dustin's throat back in ring while Paul pulls his hands for leverage. Again, I like that. Dustin comes back with punches and elbows and then the jumping lariat. He does a forward roll out of nowhere for 3. Like the pinfall came out of nowhere. The Bobby grabs Dustin as Stud comes in. He goes to clothesline Dustin, but Dustin ducks and Stud nails Bobby. Dustin drop kicks Stud outside. Paul Lee pushes Stud back as Bobby literally, as this is all going on, just walks to the back with this big old fuck it face because he looks really highly annoyed. And you can probably tell Bobby's about done with this DA bullshit. Not as good as their other matches, but this little series between them has been good. I went 2 1/4. Bobby, again, being an afterthought, he's just walked away. I thought was pretty telling and definitely looked like they were moving towards Studs as a DA member like they brought up in the Meltzer notes earlier. So not a bad match, but again, this whole Diamond Stud thing really went nowhere. So Schiff, I'll go to you first. What'd you think of this?
I liked how they started fighting in the aisleway. Like
that was great. That was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Runs down and starts fighting with him. And they're like the bell rings to kick off the match. And it's like Bobby just walks around outside. He's like, "What the hell am I doing?" Jesse said that Paulie doesn't hit people with his phone. He calls people, which I don't know, just made me laugh really hard. Jesse's been phenomenal in the few times we've actually seen him. Mm-hmm. So we'll hurt him. But yeah, Dustin has been a revelation. Sean, I'm sorry, I'm stealing your thunder with that because you.
It's okay. It's okay.
But he's just been so good. Like it. I know I'm getting way ahead of myself, but it's interesting to me to see what would happen if Hogan didn't come to WCW. Especially with Dustin and Austin. That's a whole different podcast, but I've just been marinating on it for a while.
Hey, on a separate note, and this is kind of off topic a little bit with Dustin. You know, when I was younger and I was watching this, I didn't really understand how Dustin went into that whole feud with Rude, and then he ended up winning that U.S. title later on. And it's like, man, that seemed like awful. Like, I never really thought Dustin matched up to, like, being that guy against Rude. And boy, is I wrong after watching this podcast because holy shit.
Well, there's also a match he has with Vader, which is
I've seen that one too, but I never really correlated Dustin being good enough to face either one of those type of guys. And after coming out of this pod, I am 100% wrong. 100%.
Yeah,
so.
he's great. Shout out to Dustin Rhodes. I know you're listening, buddy, while you're training wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I loved how Bobby was using his knee to knock Dustin out to the gate, and then like he falls like throat first on the gate, like on the outside gate, which was pretty impressive. And Jesse Lynn says, "I bet Dustin was wishing that he was roping goats." He breaks Tony. Tony starts laughing, and Jesse is just like laughing at Tony. He's like, "You got anything to say, Tony?" Like,
yeah, he has to mute himself because he's laughing so hard.
Yeah, and he's like, "I wish I had someone professional who wouldn't just laugh at everything I say." But Yeah, I liked how Lynn, like Bobby, was working Dustin's throat after that, and then Dustin firing off punches and elbows, and he didn't get all the lariat, and they called out for it, so he went for the victory roll for 3. So a little bit of a botched ending, but still very very nice. I went 2.5, and like you said, Sean, we still see more of the Diamond Stud, but then we don't see him after spoiler alert at Wrestle War. So do you think like he was already gone by then, or
I would have to research, but he's not in the NWA tournament. He's not on the Clash. I think he's gone. Like he might be gone before that even hit the air. Who knows?
I wonder if he saw if he saw who was coming back and was just like, I'm good, Chico.
Yeah, but it would have been interesting, like, to see him with a run. I mean, I would hope they wouldn't have kept him as the Diamond Stud if he had joined the Alliance. At least change his fucking
Bill
name.
Watts is a fucking moron. He probably would have.
Probably. Logan, what did you think?
I went 2.5 as well, like Schiff. I love the immediate brawling in the aisleway. I think they did that in a previous match as well. Tony and Jesse have a good little argument back and forth at the beginning of the match about Paulie. Rhodes going face first into the guardrails, pretty gross at one point. Like Schiff said, Ventura makes Tony laugh so hard he has to mute himself when he was talking about all the goat ropers. You've heard of them, haven't you, Tony? So I popped so hard for that. I thought the end was a little clunky because I think it was supposed to be a bulldog, but it kind of ended up being treated as a clothesline followed by a roll up. But I went 2.5 like Schiff as well. So I thought it was really enjoyable.
All right, and Souza.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I went 2.5. I feel like we've seen this match 800 times during this podcast, but they've all been super entertaining. Like these guys just have great chemistry with one another. It's like a cookie cutter type of match. They're all similar, but they're all really good. There was one point at the match where Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men taunts Bobby Eaton at ringside, so that was interesting to see him there. Yeah, the roping goat stuff was fantastic, and the finish was a little wonky, but I still enjoyed it. And boy, the Dangerous Alliance not looking very good going into War Games, which I personally think is fucking stupid. But what do I know? I don't book a wrestling company. So yeah, this was good, but maybe a notch below their usual stuff. But still 2.5 for me.
All right, Logan, knock me up 2.5. Easy match for you. All right. Cool.
I don't want to knock you up. That sounds.
My goodness, Logan.
I'll do it.
All right, so 2.5.
That's your father you're talking about.
All right, so we are now going to go to Saturday night, and this is here we are. We're getting ready for War Games. We're going into Saturday night, and we got the main event match coming up the next night. And these will be the last 2 matches before War Games. Before I talk about the match on Saturday night, I want to talk about again one of these great promos they do to plug what their match is going to be 2 out of 3 next week. So you would think. Next week will be the week after War Games. They have a 2 out of 3 falls matches that they're going to do with the DA of Eaton, Larry, and Arn versus Steamboat, Koloff, and Rhodes. So you think coming out of War Games, they might come up with some kind of heated thing to kind of pop that, right? So here's what they get. Larry says the DA has a model for 2 or 3 falls. They don't need a 3rd fall. And then what I wrote after that was, okay, I guess because they lose 2 straight like he did in that 30-minute one versus Nikita. That was my note. That's all Larry said in that promo. And then Dustin says a promo says, you are looking power, finesse, and a natural, and next week we'll see how tough you all are. That's how they plugged the 6-man that they're going to do on the following week. Logan, what do you think of this?
Just pretty basic, and you just kind of unnecessary, but they have to put these stupid interviews in for some reason. So yeah, pretty basic and unnecessary, I guess.
So wouldn't you at least, if you're going to pre-tape an interview coming out of War Games, knowing it's coming out of War Games, even if it's pre-taped, wouldn't you want a little more fire for that? Again, it's something that bugs me on the actual match they do, which I'll talk about in the next episode.
That would make sense, but it's WCW.
All right, yeah, I'll talk.
That's really what it comes down to. They're too stupid to think ahead like that. So yeah.
God, it pisses me off so much, but I'll talk about.
It's very angry. Yes.
All right, so match number 5. Speaking of angering, it is Larry Zbyszko and Arn Anderson versus Steamboat and Nikita Koloff. So, and more Nikita, more Steamboat and Nikita. So it is an enforcers reunion, which I don't think any of us have really asked for, but here it is. So JR points out that Paul shakes hands with Arn and not Larry, so kind of to continue that cell of Larry dissension. Arn takes control of Ricky, immediately throwing him outside. Steamboat chops Arn again outside. Back inside, there's dueling sleepers. They collide on a Steamboat atomic drop, and Arn rebounds backwards off the corner. Arn is drop kicked off the top rope to the floor by Steamboat. Larry and Nikita come in. Shocker. Nikita does arm work. Nikita hits a sickle on Larry as all four in the ring and covers. And then Eaton's out up top, off the top, and a DQ. So Eaton again, the Chronic. I forget what, Logan, what did you call Eaton? The what?
The serial interferer.
The serial interferer. So we have another DQ. We are now 0-5 for the Alliance tonight. So they beat up the faces. Arn does a DDT to Nikita. Steamboat holds him off with a chair. And this match happened. Very short, just there. And a lot of these matches tonight feel like they're telling these guys just go out and do some shit just so people can see you and we can show the pay-per-view, but don't really put a lot of effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
I went 1.25 star in this, but God, this fucking sucked. Matt, I'll go to you.
Yeah, very little notes I have for this because it was very meh. I went 1.5 stars on it. I thought it was pretty good when Arn and Steamboat were in, and absolutely terrible when Larry and Nikita were in. Weird, they were in the worst match, so naturally, let's keep them in the same, keep putting them in the same match. And weird, it was still god awful. Yeah, we get another DQ. Like it was fairly standard stuff. I did like the quick tags. I thought the quick tags were pretty good. Like, nobody really was in it for a long amount of time. Thank Christ we didn't have to see Larry and Nikita for an extended period of time. And, that was kind of it. So, 1.5 stars for me. Just about as basic as it gets.
All right, Logan.
I went 1.5 as well. I thought there was a pretty good drop kick from Steamboat, and the cell that followed by Arn was awesome. But that was about as awesome as this match got. This was just another complete domination of the Dangerous Alliance. Kind of sad to see them fading as quickly as they're fading like this. And when Larry was in, it was especially just complete domination. Larry was just getting his ass kicked. I will say Arn got a little offense in, but still not very much. So, yeah, just complete domination again by the opposers of the Dangerous Alliance. And the Dangerous Alliance looks like idiots. And to answer the Scott Hall question, he was in his last televised match on May 8th. So,
Wow.
wow. He's gone before Wrestle War, or his last match is before Wrestle War. So.
Holy shit! So he's gone before that even hits. He's gone by the time. But so he's gone by the time.
Well, that's his last match. It's not when he left necessarily.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wow. All right, Schiff, what'd you think?
Yeah, I'm the high man here. I actually went 2 stars on this.
Boy, there's a shocker.
No, he's on Highway to the Impact Zone, shocker.
Oh, my bad.
Right.
He was in a McDonald's commercial.
Right.
So I loved Arn and Ricky starting off. Like you guys said, Arn and Ricky, I really enjoyed them being in the match. And I love how Ricky pulls Arn over the top rope and gets a chop. No DQ called, by the way. Gotta love that. Then Ricky has a sleeper on Arn. Arn counters by running him into the turnbuckle, and then Arn and Ricky's head hit each other. And then we get a tag to Larry, and he slams Ricky. Then a tag to Nikita. Nikita and Larry both suck. But I love how Nikita actually hit the sickle, but Bobby came off the top rope, and we get a DQ. And then the DA beats down Koloff, and Ricky comes in with a chair to do him off. But yeah, it was just a fun match. Like, it wasn't soul-sucking like Nikita and Larry in our last episode.
I don't know about that. I love the utter silence, by the way. Schiff, you okay?
Yeah, I was letting you speak your piece.
I said my piece.
Well, there you go.
Take your piece and move on.
All right. We're going to talk about our last match, and it is from 5/17. This is the night of War Games, Wrestle War. So the main event, Nikita Koloff versus Bobby Eaton. So much Nikita tonight, guys.
God.
So Bobby is out with Paul. By the way, so we're here on the night of War Games, right? But do they pimp War Games? No. What they pimp is the Super Summer Sizzler Battle Royal at the Omni in June.
I think I ordered that at Sonic.
Yeah. So they don't even bring up War Games. They just bring up the Super Summer Sizzler Battle Royal. So goddamn WCW is terrible.
Was that the patty melt gimmick?
I don't know. Hey, Schiff, you remember on Rock and Roll, the Rock and Roll Express did the Super Summer Sizzler tour. You remember that?
And it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, Logan was there too. Yeah, because they had like the teeny bopper win dates, R&Rs.
You go to like Kings, like ride roller coasters.
Yeah, you go to like Kings
You're 18
Island.
to 24, you get a date.
We're signing
Man-
autographs at Sex Pests R Us.
I forgot, Logan. I forgot you were about that, but that was one of the most uncomfortable things we've ever had to cover on Crock and Roll.
Felt
so.
like I was on some type of list after watching it.
I would like to
Take a
think that
seat.
that's why I got canceled.
So what a gimmick to bring back and bring back some memories on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you win a
Leave those
battle
memories
royal.
alone.
You win a battle royal, and if you're under 8 or if you're 18, you win a date with Rick Rude or something like that. That's just awful.
God.
But anyway, headlock, bad Nikita selling. Russian hammer choke to Matt, which visually I guess looked okay. I didn't remember Nikita doing that like Russian hammer gimmick, but I saw him do it in one of those matches with Magnum TA recently, and it looked a lot better then because it looked more savage. Koloff shoulder blocks Bobby outside. I like Bobby's hip toss block and clothesline that Nikita no sells. Bobby rakes the eyes and throws Nikita outside. Nikita goes to sickle Bobby outside, but Bobby ducks, and Nikita sickles the post and sells it like a complete and fucking idiot. Like the selling he does on that post hit is absolutely stupid. Bobby works the arm. Nikita ducks on a rope throw, hits a sickle with a good arm for a quick 3. And again, just another there match. But it's quick and fast, and at least Bobby tried to make this an okay match. The DA, by the way, goes into War Games 0-6 on this watch, guys. Just terrible booking on a go-home show. I went 1 star in this match. Logan, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I went a little bit high. I just went 1.5. Nikita must have had some kind of clause in his contract to take as little offense as possible because he just kicks everybody's ass and nobody gets hardly any offense on him or over him at all. Usually, if anybody else gets offense, it's because he did something stupid, like you said, like hitting the post and selling it like terribly. There's no denying Koloff has the crowd support, like Matt said earlier. I don't know why, but he is super over with the crowd. They blow up for everything that he does. I love that Eaton, serial interferer, as I've said before, is the first to interfere in everyone's match, but it seems like every time he has a match, nobody comes out to help him. So I wonder how that makes him feel. I wonder if that makes him as sad as he was with his pumpkin at Halloween Havoc the previous year.
Well, I think Bobby's done. Like we saw that DA thing, he just walked out. Like fuck you guys. Like I just feel like Bobby's just done with this bullshit. He's tired of it.
Yep.
Schiff, what'd you think?
Sort of like us.
Yeah, kind of like us. Yeah, that sounds about right. Schiff.
This match was a banger. I went 3.5.
Shut up. You did not.
I went a star and a half. I loved how they threw a test of strength and Nikita just throws Bobby across the ring, which I liked. And Magnum and Tony even still saying how they don't trust Nikita. They don't trust Nikita with Sting. So like,
Yep.
That's leading up, and we'll actually see next episode if what happens with that. And I love that Magnum, even after like Nikita turned babyface after his accident, he still doesn't trust Nikita really because of the war that they went through. So that was a nice little bit of continuity. Nikita nearly killed Bobby with a back body drop. Bobby landed literally on his head, and Tony and Magnum have to point it out. And then Nikita threw Bobby outside. Bobby's back in and gets a headlock on Nikita to make sure, I don't know, his whole body is probably still in the right position. Like he almost killed him on that back body drop. And then Bobby was working the arm so he can't use the sickle. But then Nikita hits the sickle with the other hand and it's over. So a star and a half.
Star and a half. All right, Souza.
Yeah, I think Nikita didn't take a lot of offense in his matches because he was afraid his spine was going to sever, so he wanted to do all the offense. Crowd loved this for some reason. I don't fucking get it. We have Ultimate Koloff here. He acted like the Ultimate Warrior for this entire match, just fucking no-selling everything that.
This whole episode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Koloff.
I mean, it's so bad. It's he
Sounds like a bad pasta dish.
You come get the Ultimate Koloff at Nikita's House of Pasta. I'm sensing a pattern in Nikita singles matches where he does nothing for a while and stalls, and then all of a sudden he just no-sells everything, and that was pretty much the story of this match. The Dangerous Alliance looking fucking terrible before one of the biggest matches of the year coming up at the pay-per-view, so the booking makes zero goddamn sense. I don't get it. Like, you mean to tell me Nikita couldn't lose one of these matches or get pinned by in one of these matches? It makes no fucking sense, so I only went a star on this, and I feel like that's being generous.
So, total score on that one, Logan.
Where'd you go, Matt?
1 star.
That would be
Shift, play the music.
1.25.
1.25. Okay, so that ends our watch. Jesus Christ, what a fucking like just shit. Like,
Yep.
so remember that old show Pedestal? Some of you on who listen,
Jesus.
that we
Mhm.
talk about a great match and the build to War Games.
Yep.
Well, here you are, the final week in the Dangerous Alliance, 0-6 going into the build. So,
It's
all right,
real
so
bad.
we are. So this will be the final time that we do our awards because on our next episode we reach the end. So best match of the night for me, Austin versus Windham. I assume that's for everybody.
Easiest best match award of all time.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that was the only good match. So yeah.
Easiest one. Worst match for me, it's the
Everything else.
Well, we could go everything else, but for me, it's the last one we just watched. The Nikita versus Eaton was the worst
I'd go
for me.
Cole off Arn.
Yeah, I can't give it to
I'm
Arn.
going Koloff Arn as well.
I can't give it to Arn.
It kills me to give it to Arn.
All right, well, hey, how about this? We'll just say Nikita.
Perfect.
All right. On the journey, Dangerous Alliance, I think I'm giving it a big fat goose egg, guys, because they went 0-6 and they're going into the biggest match of this entire podcast run with 0.0 momentum. I'm going on a big fat goose egg. Souza.
I'm right there with you. 0. Fucking the booking makes 0 sense. Like, it makes the Dangerous Alliance have looked stupid many other times in the course of this watch, but this might arguably be the worst they have looked. They didn't win shit. They actively lost everything going into the biggest match of the year for WCW. It makes 0 goddamn sense to me. 0.
And by the way, I know I skipped least the most dangerous. We'll get to that in a minute, but I had to jump right to this one because I had to go goose egg and I knew Matt would. Schiff, I don't know about you. I assume you'll be goose egg, but I could be totally off base.
I don't know about you, the Scott Shiflett story.
I'm going 1 just for the Rude and Steamboat thing.
That's why you're going 1?
My God, are you? Wow.
Come on out,
Because
Deucey.
of that segment.
I could see going 1, but for that?
I mean, okay. Yeah. I can't give Schiff shit because I did laugh my ass off during that whole segment. I can't. I get Schiff. I got it. I understand. Does that make you feel better at least?
Yes, thank you so much. It only.
I actually don't care, but the opportunity was there.
It was there, but I don't think I've laughed harder than anything than I did at that whole segment because of the absolute absurdity of it all. Logan, I assume you're a big goose egg too, right?
I'm gonna go 0.5 just because of Windham Austin. I really enjoyed that match. So
I love these U2 roulette scores we're pulling out on this thing.
So that's a 0.37 for the.
Jesus Christ.
All time worst though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's gotta be.
I don't think anything else has gotten less than a 1 so far. So
I love that we've gone 22 episodes, and the last episode before the finale, we've got our build at like the worst it's ever been ever. That's amazing to me.
Fitting.
All right, least dangerous. I ain't going first, Logan.
Eaton.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Logan.
I do too.
Nikita.
Okay, no, it has to be a DA member. Follow the rules.
Please let me pick Nikita. Honestly, you could have picked anyone except for Austin from the Dangerous Alliance, and they'd fit. So Eaton makes sense.
Rude should not be on there. He's the most dangerous. Have you seen what that man brought up?
That's ridiculous.
Oh you're fired.
You're just bringing chaos now.
And I guess just by sheer breakdown of how good he was at his match for most dangerous,
I think Schiff had a breakdown. No, that's why he picked Rude.
I'm picking Austin.
It's Rude.
Yeah, I was going Austin too.
Yeah, Rude is single-handedly destroying Steamboat's life. That sounds like the most dangerous to me.
Matt, I assume you're Austin.
Of course I am.
Well, you guys are all wrong.
All right, so on episode 22,
Rude was on the worst segment on the show, so yeah.
So what?
Best segment on the show.
So Logan, what does that bring us to? Most dangerous and least dangerous in 22 episodes, because it's the final award.
Like overall, who's the worst and least?
Overall, who's the worst, and overall, who's the best?
Austin is least dangerous with 8. And Paulie is most dangerous with 6.
Wow. So Paul,
I think we should all get the least dangerous.
Austin
award
is
after we
also
watch this stuff.
second for most dangerous with 5. So if that tells you anything,
boy,
Wow.
what a run there.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Well, that kind of, I mean, I guess that makes sense based on the fact that Austin was so green when he started, and he's kind of middle ground there. But it is shocking that Arn, Bobby, Larry, and Rude are nowhere near that. That's pretty interesting.
Arn is also at 5. So
he
Austin
is.
are technically tied. So
Okay, well, I'm glad it's Arn, because if it were somebody else, if it were Rude or somebody, I'd probably be upset.
yeah, I got you.
Who's second and least dangerous?
I believe it's Rude with 5.
Yeah,
That
that makes sense.
Larry has 4, but no, Rude actually has 6. Never mind. I'm gonna have a whole breakdown for the last episode. Just come to me at the end of the last episode, and I'll give you the full breakdown of what everybody has.
All right. So speaking of our last episode, so our next episode, we will open it off with War Games right out of the gate after we do our Meltzer notes, and then we will take you to basically the end of the original, basically Dangerous Alliance. With the whole Larry breakup, we'll take you through all that, because for me, that's when it really ended. And then the rest of the stuff they do with the Alliance is really doesn't make a shit of difference after that whole thing. So we will cover that
Bill
to the
Watts.
end. Yep. And by the way, we will open our next episode with Meltzer Notes, which does talk about Bill Watts coming in. So before we go, plugs. Scott Shiflett, I'll go to you first.
You can find me on the pop feed with Traders of the Lost Ark. That's the name, right, Sean?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We just had actually the episode where we all got along. The Green Arrow Longbow Hunter saga, which was awesome. You can also find me on the pop feed on the Play While You Listen pod, which is my video game pod. I enjoy it. Hopefully you do as well. You can catch me on the wrestling feed. I'm on YouTube Roulette with Least Chuckleheads and Jake, where it's Mystery Science Theater 3000. Crock and Roll came back, guys. We weren't canceled. We uncanceled ourselves. A little bit of limited show. We don't know how often it's going to be on, but first episode dropped with myself, Logan, and Sean. Are you catching a reoccurring theme with who I podcast with?
And then I do way too many.
Yeah. And
by the way, that should drop. Actually, by the time this drops, that should have dropped already. So that should be out.
Yes. And that's it. I think I got them all.
All right. Thanks for doing all my plugs for me, because I don't have to now. So thank you, Schiff. Logan.
Chicken salad and Starflation pod I do with pods I do with Callum and Ben. We just had our 3rd anniversary that you were on, Sean. We watched Vengeance 05. That was a lot of fun. Who's Next is a NXT pod I do with Andy Atherton on the Place to Be Nation Wrestle feed. And Talking Docs is a documentary pod I do here on the North-South Connection. So check all those out.
All right, Sousa, wrap it up.
Well, after this episode, I'm too depressed to do plug. Shift, take it away.
You can catch Matt Souza on Extreme Three-Way Dance. They're in the middle of 1998. Just listen to their next episode. We're seeing the RVD and Sabu.
Did you say Sambu? Did you say Sabu or Stambu?
Impossible question to answer. I've already moved past it. He's also on a bunch of pods with Logan, as you heard. Highway to the Impact Zone he's on.
There you go.
He's one of the professors on that. A piece of the action is going to return sometime soon. I don't know when. That's it.
I should get on that.
I like
Highway
Schiff.
to the
I like
Impact Zone. We
Schiff.
just did the Sacrifice episode. Let's do it.
I love Schiff wishing that pod back and just saying it's going to happen. I love that.
I mean,
Full archive. Place to Be Nation pop feed. Check it out.
I did create one pod that's coming true, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, you did.
All right, and thanks for having us. And as we close out our penultimate episode of 7 Months of Danger, thanks for sticking with us for the last year. Scott out.
All right, that's it, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the finale. Until then.
the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, don't stop the dancing. One more time. You know I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. One more time. One more time. A celebration. You know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feeling. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate one more time. Celebrate and dance so free. Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free.